So I'm here today meeting with Jack back in the day here. We're going to talk a little bourbon and get his story about how he got into it and some insight and helpful tips he might have for others like him that are looking to get into it or have gotten into it and just kind of don't know where to go or how to do it. So he's going to give us a little info that maybe we will find helpful along our journey to get there as well. So Jack, tell me, why Jack? How did Jack back in the day come to be? Well, so anyone who's known me for the last 30 plus 40 years, back in the day, I used to go by Jack. My last name's Jackson, so I was nicknamed that probably by the time I was 11 or 12, say junior high. And so now I've got so many friends named Mark that it's just easier to go by Jack. And because that's what they called me back in the day, because when we're in a group of friends and it's Mark, it just sounds like a hair-lip dog. So I guess it's easier to go by Jack now, since that's what I was known as back in the day, hence Jack back in the day. And as to how I got started on bourbon, you know, in 2020, it was COVID. I was almost 300 pounds drinking a lot of beer. I wanted to get back in the bourbon game anyway, and so I did my Google search and I found 1792 small batch. And one of the triggers for me, not only that it was voted best tasting in 2020, which why not go for the best tasting if that's what you're looking for, but it had 0 carbs. So it was a win-win-win all the way around. So that's how I kind of ventured my way into it. Wow, 300 pounds. What a fat ass. But no, seriously, to anyone who's looking to get into it, what do you tell them about how to drink it and how it compares to beer and things of that nature? Well, I would definitely say ease into it. Look, it is a lot stronger than most alcohols. It's an acquired taste, so you do have to train your palate. I mean, you know, I couldn't smell it or drink it for over 28 years because I had a little too much Jim Beam when I was a young Marine in Okinawa. It made me sick, and like I said, for the longest time I couldn't smell or taste anything associated with bourbon. But when I did get into it, I had to train my palate, and I did have to learn how to drink it because, you know, geez, during COVID, 12, 18 beers was like an appetizer. You switch to bourbon, you don't know how to drink it. Once you acquire the taste, it tastes good, so you just keep drinking. So I had to learn to pace myself, and took a lot of trial and error, and eventually I learned how to pace myself. And then to this day, when I'm home at least, I use the same method where I pour a little bit and I watch the clock, and I'll take a sip every 5 minutes. Sometimes it's less, sometimes more, but I always try to maintain that pace overall for the period of an hour. And then I can have a couple, 3 pours and enjoy the beverage. Wow, 2 or 3 pours, huh? Jack, back in the day, did you ever think about Otis T. Campbell maybe? What would you say about taking this on as a hobby? Is it expensive? What should someone expect to pay? How much should it cost them? Are they gonna piss their wives off by buying too much? Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, bourbon can be expensive at home or if you're out at a bar. The reality is, out at a bar, even for an inexpensive bottle, let's say a $30, $35 bottle of Elijah Craig small batch, which is relatively inexpensive. Now, that's if you can afford 35 bucks every time you need a bottle, because depending on how fast you drink it. But if you go out to a bar and say you order a double Elijah Craig, that $35 bottle obviously is the whole bottle. 2 ounces of that, which is gonna be 1 double pour, you're probably looking at 20 bucks. So 2 of those, and you've already paid more than you would for the whole bottle. So yeah, it is expensive. So at home, I guess it just depends on what your taste buds latch on to. Like for me, for instance, 1792 small batch was my first one for 2 years. That's all I drank. Every time I went to the liquor store, I got 1792 small batch, and it was 25 to 30 bucks back then, still is today. So just depending on how long it takes you to drink a bottle at $25 will determine how much you spend. Some bottles are 40, 50, 600 bucks, $200. So it gets very expensive. If you get into it as deep as I do, yeah, you can spend thousands of dollars a year on bourbon. So don't get into it if you're not prepared to spend some money. Or just be more responsible than me. Don't get that deep into it. Well, that's insightful, if not cute, in suggesting it could cost thousands, because we already know you're spending thousands of dollars on bourbon. There's even rumors that you used to buy it by the case and drink it like that as well. Anyway, Jack, is there anything else you would like to impart on the audience before we cut you loose so you can go participate in a bottle of bourbon? Yeah, so look, I really wouldn't encourage anyone to get into drinking who's not already drinking, but again, as a former beer drinker, and I still drink beer, just not very much. I'm not saying that bourbon is a weight loss supplement, but what I can tell you is I used to drink a lot of beer, and when I switched to bourbon, I didn't lose any of the sensation of catching a buzz and wanting to kind of unwind and relax. I mean, that still exists from drinking the bourbon. I just know I drank a lot less volume in bourbon. And again, I think the macros are more supportive of weight loss than they are in beer, etc. So again, don't get into it just to start drinking, but if you do get into it, be responsible, learn how to sip and pace yourself and time yourself. Personally, I don't care how you drink it, but if you are one who overconsumes, don't put mixers in it, because remember, everything's going to metabolize into sugar in your body. And if you do overconsume, that you're just putting extra stuff in your body that's going to turn into sugar. And I promise you, if you do overconsume, you're going to feel a lot worse the next day than if you didn't have anything mixed in that. But again, it's not for me to tell you. Drink it however you like. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't make you weaker or any different than somebody like me just like to drink it neat, because that's just the way I prefer it. If you want to go out and enjoy some bourbon at a restaurant without going broke, maybe try an old fashioned. Again, there are mixers in there, so there's a lot of sugar, but when I go to a cigar bar with my buddies, I'll have a couple, 3 old fashions just to kind of sit and sip. And again, I'm not trying to catch a buzz on those. They're very sweet, but they are tasty. So other than that, all I can say is Mark Twain said, too much of anything is bad, but too much good whiskey is barely enough. So I hope I can impart some wisdom on anyone who's looking for it. So if you are looking for that, please check me out at Jack Back in the Day, at YouTube, at Instagram, at X, and at TikTok. Maybe I'll say something that helps you on your journey. Thanks for having me, everybody, today. Thank you for the interview. Well, I guess you would be drinking a lot less volume if you were pushing 300 pounds there, pal. Anyway, so thanks to Jack Back in the Day for his message and kind of telling us how he got into it. So again, as he said, if you want to learn a little bit more about the basics of bourbon and how he got into it, how maybe it can help you get into it if you're new to it or wanting to get into it, thinking about getting into it. Again, he said you can catch him at Jack Back in the Day on Instagram, YouTube, X, and TikTok. And I know he thanks you, and I thank you for tuning in as well. Have a great one, everybody. Jack, go get into bourbon. I want to have a drink with you if you'll let me.